The tank you are currently seeing on screen right now is considered by most World of Tanks Blitz players to be one of the worst tank destroyer of its tier. Not necessarily because the tank itself is bad, but rather because the specs it's carrying are definitely not fitting World of Tanks Blitz. Luckily for us, I have a great possibility showing you what this tank is capable of when you put it in the right ground. Bonjour everyone, Pentoof here today for a new video in which I'm gonna show you the true abilities of the Kanonen Panzer 4-5, aka a tier 8 premium German tank destroyer in World of Tanks Blitz and a tier 6 premium German tank destroyer in Tank Company. But luckily for us, it seems like with the wide maps Tank Company is offering, we are gonna be able to just make the Kanonen the craziest monster of the battlefield. But before going into that, let me tell you a little bit about the Kanonen story. Basically, the Kanonen Panzer is a tank known for three things. Its crazy top speed, its amazing reload time, and its really great camo. And of course, when you combine all of those informations, you're probably thinking, well, it seems like this is definitely fitting in World of Tanks Blitz. And I'm gonna tell you no. No, for one simple reason: the maps in Blitz are too small to really make that tank effective. Why? Because when it comes to the direct playstyle of the tank, at least if you really want to do big games, you need distance. Because you are definitely not fitting for first line combats, which means that you need to be on the side where the main heat of the battle is going to focus. But at the same time, you need to be far enough not to be spotted, knowing that you are going to shoot every 5 seconds. You are a machine gun of a tank. And taking a look at what's currently happening here, I think you understand what I mean. Like, we are already at 1.7k damage and we shot at least 6 or 7 times in a row. And we are gonna just spam shells like that, throw shells at enemies for at least a good and solid minute without even stopping. And this is what, in my opinion, makes this tank crazy enjoyable and one of the greatest in Tank Company. Now, of course, at the same time, it's a tank that requires from you to get some skill. It's impossible to play correctly without having some experience in tank games before. Because usually when you give a newbie a tank that will get you punished for every single mistake you make, they get punished, right? But if you know one or two things about tank games where you have to place yourself, if you know how to use the camo rating, bushes, etc., yes, go for it, eyes closed. Now, let's focus a little bit on what I'm currently doing. You see that I'm sitting on a bush and I'm not even trying to move. Why would I? I mean, they are all facing one by one in front of my gun. They are literally aligning for me to do my job. So I'm not gonna complain. I'm just not gonna move at all and snipe my shells. But unlike many tank destroyers, even if you are sitting at one spot and not moving, it's still interesting to play with it because of its rate of fire. Obviously, if I had the exact same DPM, but I reloaded in, let's say, 15 seconds to inflict 900 damage, it would be boring because for like 15 seconds, you're just sitting there, not doing anything. And this is something personally I do not like to inflict to myself. But here it's not the case. We are just derping. Take a look at this poor Kanonen that we are literally ripping apart, because I think that we sniped 4 shells. Sorry, I did a mix between shells and shoals, let's call it like that. And I mean, it's hilarious. I don't know how you feel about watching the replay, but if this replay doesn't make you want to buy the tank, I don't know what will. It just seems like the tank is not for you. Now, I'm gonna do the only mistake of the game, and a mistake that nearly cost me my life. A little bit of a spoil here, but I wanted to play aggressively. I saw my damage and was like, okay, there is 4k, I need to make money. I'm gonna try to see them, because when you take a look at the map, it seems like they're all sitting at the bottom on the left side. And unfortunately, I did not anticipate the fact that the mediums will probably try a breach in order to spot our teammates on the other side. Luckily for me, at the same time, they are not focusing too much on me, because it seems like there are better targets all the way around. But yeah, thanks to my DPM, I'm gonna save myself. Obviously focusing the guys that I need to kill first. And luckily for me, because my teammates were extremely reactive, I managed not to die here on the battlefield. Which would have been a shame, because when you take a look at how much damage I'm gonna do in this whole game, I just felt good about myself, to be fair with you. So there we go. Let's keep punishing those boys. And we sniped so many shells that we passed the point where we run out of regular shells, I mean. So now we are focusing with our gold shell that are penetrating even more, because there is something I forgot to mention. Even if the tank is definitely known for its great DPM, it also features some crazy penetration. Crazy penetration, crazy accuracy, crazy DPM, the perfect cocktail for you to do more than 6k damage at a tier 6k. And I think that we're past that, way past that, because we are closing to the 7,000 damage. For this, we need to sting some shells on the T-44-100. There we go. He sniped a shell. I know I'm going to reload before him, so I'm going to play aggressively and destroy the boy. And now, the only thing we have to deal with is that 30 that seems to be hiding a little bit far, like right there on the map. But do not worry, guys. Thanks to our great mobility, we are going to catch him up. Now, let me finish that game by talking a little bit about why you should buy the tank. If you are an experienced player, if you want to have some original playstyle, and obviously if you like tank destroyers and not necessarily being in the main heat of the battle, just go buy this tank in Tank Company. If I'm not mistaken, it's in promo right now because you can get it at 1,400 gold, which is the equivalent of around 22, 23 euros. And to be fair with you, knowing how much credits you're going to make with it, it's definitely the greatest offer. Because this is what I did with this game. 4,000 freaking experience. I was just really happy with that because obviously I'm gonna use it to unlock my first tier 8 ever. But ooh, just take a look at the number of credits. This is juicy. 1,400 or no, 140,000, sorry. Just feels great. So, when it comes to the Canoniac Panzer, it seems like Tank Company succeeded where World of Tank Blitz failed. Or at least failed for the moment, because if all of a sudden they decided to make wider maps, I feel like the Yak Panzer would shine again, and I would definitely do a video telling you that you must buy it. Hopefully, if you share my analysis of the tank, feel free to subscribe, like, and share, and also tell me in the comments. But also, if you disagree with what I just said and think that maybe in World of Tank Blitz, the Canoniac Panzer is definitely a great tank, just tell me. Tell me, because it's obviously me that is doing some dumb things with the tank, and I would like to be able to correct myself. See ya.